Hi, I'm Daryl McKay with Sports Images. We're a distributor based in Woburn, Massachusetts, but we also have an office in Columbus, Ohio. I started in the industry in 1979, before we actually thought of it as an industry. At that point it was a sideline hobby as a kid. Sold my doubles and truly never dreamed that 30-some years later I would be privileged to do this as a living and a career, and not only support my family, but enjoy what I do.
Now, Daryl, you work with a lot of hobby shops as a distributor. Why do you think now is a good time for someone to open up a trading card store?
Chris, I think that's a great question, and I think it's been a while since we've been able to truly say that positively, but now I think this is a wonderful time. The economy's improving. The support from manufacturers has finally come around to where there's an appreciation for the brick and mortar retailer and what it means to our industry. Not only the instant gratification, but the community that gets built up. People want to feel like they're known to somebody. And community, as more things have moved online, the real community becomes more important. And a community can be really developed in a store so much more impactfully than online. So, you have support from manufacturers, you have more promotional support, you have realization that it's important. That's all combining really strongly to make it a great time to open a retail store. On top of that, you've got a really nice thing with rookie cards coming up in football and in hockey, and it's just a really nice time for store owners to open up. The athletes are conspiring well for us.
Nice. Well, what are some benefits if someone was to open up a trading card store that they would realize?
Well, certainly, genuinely believe that financially that's a nice opportunity to be in that retail space. But I certainly think the benefits are, a lot more support from retailers in terms of promotions, in-store events. Chris, you do a fantastic job with National Hockey Card Day, but also the tailgate parties, and really, just about any support that's needed on the hockey level as well. That can, from mini helmets to autographed pucks, rookie photo shoot items. We've done ticket programs, and so the creativity is really up to the retailer. Upper Deck has really shown that you can customize a program that makes the retailer money and makes really a fun time in their store too, which is probably more important than even the financial benefit.
Now, what's one tip that you would give someone if they were going to open up a retail store?
One tip, location, location, location. Certainly you need to be where people know where you're going to be seen. And the second thing is make it fun. There are obviously, like any business, challenges, and not everything works flawlessly in our industry any more than any other industry, but that isn't for your customers. That's for you to complain about maybe to your supplier, but not to your customers. So I think the big thing I would say as a tip is keep it positive, keep it light, keep it fun. That's what people want a hobby for. They don't want to be brought down into reality. They want to have fun. So make it fun, and that makes stores work.
Now, what services does Sports Images provide a shop that's just getting their feet wet and started?
Well, certainly one-stop shopping, I think, is one of our hallmarks. We have over 50,000 SKUs in stock. We do restock not only card product, but a host of novelties, both entertainment and sports. So that certainly I would think is number one. Number two is we really believe in the promotions. I said make it fun, and I'll put my money where my mouth is there. We try to do things in support of retailers who are willing to make it fun. If you have a good idea, I can't think of many times when I've said we can't do that. There are practical expectations. I'm not sure we're prepared to fly the Goodyear blimp over your store. But other than that, maybe short of that, we tried really hard to, if there's a return on investment for both parties, we tried to make it work to keep it fun. Have an event in your store and have something to advertise. That's fun.
Now, sometimes when shops get started, they kind of think that they can take their collection that they have and some of their old wax and get a retail space and turn the lights on. You do a great job with stocking a lot of product.
Yep.
Why is it important that someone who's getting their start in the business has a wide selection of product and not just sports memorabilia or trading cards?
Well, yeah, as somebody who did do that to some extent when I started back 30 years ago, although I admit it was easier then, retail's become significantly more sophisticated. I think it's important because you need to attract a bunch of different customers to your store, not just the vintage wax buyer, not just the person who wants a novelty or a hat or a comic book. You've got to get your whole community involved in your store to make a real living. doing this. And so by getting the community involved, you bring a lot of different interests. And you've got to be able to serve those interests. Doesn't mean you have to have everything in stock that people would want, but you should know how to go out and get it. I always like to say to my own team, we should be the guy when somebody walks in and says, I don't have that, but I know a guy. You know, you really do want to know who your partners are and more importantly what they have. So when somebody comes in, you can't have everything, but you want to know how to get everything. And I think that's probably, you know, one of the successes for a retailer.
Now, if someone wanted to get in touch with Sports Images, how would they go about doing so?
Well, we're on the World Wide Web at spimages.com. You can call us in our Mass office at 781-938-4340. Dial extension 210 to reach me. I'd be happy to help. In our Columbus office, 614-921-0535. And we look forward to working with you.
And Daryl, one last thing. I think sometimes when I'm talking with new shops, they feel like since the distributor isn't in their town, maybe it doesn't work for them. Can you dispel some of those myths on how you can ship to customers pretty much anywhere?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's nice when somebody's right next door and you can drive by and get whatever you want. That's hard to complain about. But UPS is a fabulous tool, as is FedEx. So that means, you know, our locations are set up so that we're pretty much within 3 days of anywhere in the country and a lot of the country in one day. And that's a pretty practical and a very economical solution. Time is money, and every time you take an hour out of your day to go somewhere, that's an hour out of your day you're not selling to somebody. And you don't make money on the buy side of this business, you make money on the sell side. Spend all your time selling, spend as little time buying as you can.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Daryl.
Thank you.